Hello everyone. So in today's video, we're going to talk about three approaches for qualitative content analysis. Okay, and they are conventional approach, directed approach, summative approach. For the conventional approach, it is used mainly to describe a phenomenon. It is inductive in nature. That is, the categories are generated based on the data. And for its implementation, we normally start by reading the transcripts repeatedly to having a general ideas about the possible categories, codes that will do. And then in the second step, we'll make notes of our impressions of the codes analysis, and then we will try to preliminarily code the data into initial codes, and then we will sort them into categories that based on the initial codes, based on their relationship, and then we'll sort the categories into clusters. Okay, and finally we will develop the definition for the category, subcategories, and codes. So that is for the conventional data analysis approach. What about a directed approach? Well, a directed approach is used when we already have an existing theory about a phenomenon we are investigating, but the theory may be incomplete. We want to identify the variables based on the theory, the relationships as well, but we are also open to extending the theories. It is deductive in nature because we do have a predetermined scheme for our code. We have a theory, and accordingly it's more structured, and it's a feature with the utilization of existing theory and prior research. For its implementation, at first, for the preparation, we need an notions coding scheme and our categories predetermined. We can do this based on the theory or based on the findings from previous research. For the coding process, again, we need to read transcripts and highlight all relevant text. And where applicable, we can code it into predetermined categories that we prepare in the first step. And then we will code all the highlighted text. New categories created for text non-applicable to the coding scheme. That means you may have segment of information that you don't know, like you believe it cannot be coded into the predetermined scheme. So that's all right, and you can just create a new categories. And then we reread the category to see if the subcategories are needed. Like we have it in a broad categories, and you see the patterns that it can be split into smaller category to make it more logical, to make it more comprehensible. So we can do that as well. So that's for the directed approach, which is featured with a predetermined coding scheme, but it also open to new categories. Okay, finally we come to the summative approach. This approach is used for studies that explore how certain words or content are used in different contexts. So it is quantitative because it involves the count the frequency of the word. It is also inductive because, to my knowledge, people don't have a predetermined scheme like the previous one. And in a way, it's similar to discourse analysis because we also do the frequency counting and also the interpretation of the word in different contexts. So for the implementation, we want to quantify the occurrence of the word and its synonyms because we want to see how people use the words and its synonyms as well in different contexts. And then we will examine the characteristics of the speakers as for the context where the word is used. And in step 3, we will compare the usage of words within and across participants. Okay, so that's for the summative approach in content analysis. Thank you for watching, and hopefully now you have a better idea about the three approaches for content analysis, and here are my references. Thanks for watching.